Hey guys, this is Matt Galati, Captain Greenglow here. You're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show. I just released a new book called The Adventures of Captain Greenglow, The Journal of Captain Greenglow. Beware of the Kraken, mates. Come find me on Amazon, scoop that book, and we'll be seeing you on the seas, guys.
You are now listening to the best show in the universe, The Anthony Rogers Show. You probably wish that this was your show, but it's not. It's The Anthony Rogers Show. Tell all of your friends to listen to this show.
This episode is brought to you by Glitch Energy. Go to the link below, use promo code BESTSHOW, and get a discount on a bunch of gaming energy drinks and supplements and just awesome stuff. Get a starter kit to figure out what you like flavor-wise and function-wise right now. And like I said, use promo code BESTSHOW, one word, and get 25% off all your gaming.
Welcome back to the greatest show in the entire universe. Today we have Matthew Galati, author of The Adventure of Captain Greenglow. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, man. I appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing it, man. So is this like it says ages 1 through 18? Is this like a kid's book typically, or like what?
I guess it's any. It could be for any group. I mean, it is based off of video game play, so I think we're trying to hit the niche market of video game players, which is going to be kids. Kept it a kid friendly. I don't want kids reading those words that we say when they're not around.
I can tell you, I can tell you have kids. That's how somebody that has kids thinks. Like people, like if I was like 21, I never would have even understood why, like that principle of what you're saying at all. Like a 21.
Yeah, absolutely right. I have a daughter and I love her, so but I think with like the video game format and stuff too, like I want it to be accepted by the community of players, and it has to be, you have to respect some certain guidelines, right? I feel like definitely.
What video games is based on? I'm like an idiot. Like I just like saw you wrote a book, and I'm like, I know you, and I want to read this. I want to.
Okay, so there's a video game that's been released not too long ago called The Sea of Thieves, and it was released in 2018, and it's new on the gaming platform as far as games are concerned, and there's not really any other games like it. It's a sandbox pirate game, so you start a boat and then you load it up and then with supplies, and then you go out and start a mission for the day. A lot of people go out there, and the mission is to sink other people and steal their stuff because it's a pirate game. So you have to compete with that on top of just the normal gameplay of like finding a chest or filling a mission for a merchant or something. So it really invokes all your senses as far as a video game, whereas like a lot of games are like load into a round and shoot players, round ends, somebody wins, and then repeat the process. This is like you have to like figure out what you're doing for the day. It could take 4 to 5 hours to complete a mission, digging up chests, fighting skeletons, loading up the boat, sailing to the next island, getting interrupted, sailing to the next island, fighting some more skeletons, fighting off another ship that's coming to try to take your treasure. So like it just became like so involved that I'm like, I have to record what's happening. And at one point you become pirate legend, and you go to meet the pirate lord in the bottom of any tavern, and only pirate legends can access this secret room. So you go down into the tavern, and you talk to the pirate lord, and he's like, now that you're down here, you can tell me all your stories of the Sea of Thieves. And I was like, from that point on, I guess I was like, I'm going to start writing down my stories. And it's been a hell of a ride. It's been crazy. Every Monday night I get on the Sea of Thieves, and I Twitch stream it live, so you can come check me out on Greenglow 1985 on Twitch TV, and we stream every Monday night our adventures, so you can catch me there if you don't get a chance to read the book. So what other
so is the book based on this? It's based on your experiences through the game. You kind of just like telling stories of what's going on, or
yeah, Absolutely. So they're my adventures through the Sea of Thieves. So like, not everybody's going to have the same adventure. You know, there's not a set rigor schedule that you're following or a set course that you're following in this game. You have your own adventure that you make, and it gets, I'm super piratey, so it gets very in depth. It's not just, hey, we're gonna go like, dig up this island. It's like, hey, let's go loot like 8 vaults tonight and try to make that happen and like make $1 million, or let's try to like go clear out the whole server of all the world events and try to make this. The goal of the game is to make more money so you can buy more cosmetics. So we're always trying to find ways to make more money in the game. And when you first start out, it's really hard. You're like, you're lucky to pull $50,000.
So if like somebody just picks up this book and like reads it, would it seem like just a story of like pirates to like an average person who hasn't played the game? Or
I think so. I think the average person could pick this book up and have a fun read with it and not know that it's even related to the video game. I feel like
I was wondering that. I almost see that being successful too. Like it gave you like the inspiration to write it, but I could see that like people that wouldn't be in that situation would still just fucking, that would. I mean, people would stream it and read it too, but I mean, people that just like pick it up would probably just be like, okay, it's a good fucking pirate story. And people are looking for that right now. I think like, people want like they're tired of Spider-Man 14. They want they want something like that.
I feel like that's true. I feel like the same story keeps getting told and rewashed and told and rewashed and told and rewashed. And it just keeps happening over and over and over again. We keep seeing this in movies. And it's like you just see the same movie with a bunch of different characters. And, this is unique in that format because each time I get on, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't always know the set course that we're going to take for the night. Sometimes a fort will spawn up right in the beginning of the game and you're like, let's go do that. And then you get your ass handed to you 2 hours later after you beat the fort because somebody else is like waiting for you to finish that fort. And then they come and drop a keg on your boat and blow you up and sink you. And then you have to get a new ship somewhere else. And then if you're good enough, you can try to backtrack to them and sink them again, or just move on to the next mission. So it's one of those things that gets really disheartening when you're playing this game for 4 hours and you load up your boat and you got a bunch of loot and it's beautiful, and then somebody just comes on that horizon and you're like, your heart does this thing in your chest. You're like, okay, what do we got to do to not get sunk right now? What moves do we have to play? And a lot of times it's crazy, the adrenaline rush that you get when that ship pulls up and when you win, it's even more when you win. It's even more adrenaline when you win, when you sink them and you're like on top of it and you're like, fuck yeah, you didn't get shit. Let's go. It's so cool.
So is this like an open world, or like is this like I've never played the game. Is this like an open world game, or?
It is an open world. So it's like an open world sandbox. It's a designated map area. So I actually drew a map for the game when I first started. And so having this a little paper map here, having this paper map gave me, so the land is laid out. You know what I'm saying? There's a map. There's a definite map to this land. So you can like really intricately get into the islands, remember where things are on the islands. You don't really stash things on the islands. You wouldn't bury your treasure onto an island as pirates are wont to do, but there are certain things that are asked of you, like to figure out riddles or to find dig spots. And when you get to learn those islands and really know where certain things are, this creates that memory in your head, and then it creates a faster gameplay for you. So the more experienced players are knocking out dig sites and knocking out islands way faster than a new person would be, because they're like, they don't even know.
This episode is brought to you by Primal Peppers. Go ahead and add them on Instagram, instagram.com/Primal Peppers, link in the description. They have 2 different sauces available right now. They have a strawberry and coffee infused hot sauce as one of them, and the other is a charcoal and hickory smoked hot sauce. They also do custom batches if anybody wants to buy a case for a wedding or a bachelor party. They create labels, customize them in 12 bottles in the case. So go to Primal Peppers on Instagram and hit them up. Tell them Anthony sent you.
Where that tree is on that island, and somebody else is like, I know exactly where that tree is, you know? So it has this like element of like, you really have to learn your environment, you know, and where you're at, what's around you. You can use rocks to your advantage to harpoon and get away from other enemies. So just knowing your uh, environment in this game is like a huge plus. There's an area in the game that's all volcanic islands and stuff. So while you're over there, like fucking these things start blowing up and fire is raining down on your ship, and like you have to repair it and maintain it, throw water on the fire and keep it floating so you can finish missions in that area. So certain areas provide certain challenges and things like that, which keep the game dually, you know, interesting for sure, on top of just regular gameplay. Oh, I can't hear you. What's going on?
Is that better?
Yes, that's better.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. It sounds like you're like kind of describing like how you kind of wrote the book, which is interesting. So it's just like you're just playing it. You're playing a video game you got into, kind of, and tell the tales is like a story of a pirate. It's kind of cool, man. Like I think it's kind of a cool like idea. So is it you and like your friends are doing this, and like are they worked into the book too, or like what?
So one particular friend, Jordan, is worked into the book a lot. He was kind of my first mate for this first book for sure. Jordan is another streamer. He streams Final Fantasy, and he's been really picking up on that, and so he's moved on to that game. And I actually have another person I've been sailing with. He goes by Blue Striker, so we got green and blue rocking on Monday nights, which is kind of a funny duo. But we've been sailing together for the better part of a year now, and he's going to be the main back in the new book. So you'll see a lot more Blue Striker in the new book. Jordan or Darth Jagle was my first mate in the first book. I sailed with my brother and other people, so they get their names mentioned, which I think is it's kind of cool to know that, like, you know, you can play a game and your name also gets mentioned in this book at some point, like you're part of
Cool.
that part, you were a part of that adventure, you know. So I try to like include people into it, you know. In the very beginning I was like really adamant, but now it's just like, when you get on the sea with people, they don't care that you're writing a book, they don't care that you're streaming, they just want to have a good time. So I really don't like nail that stuff home, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, I released a book, and hey, I'm a streamer, you guys should check me out while we're sailing. It's like that's the like last thing on my mind when I'm sailing. It's like, let's go shoot some people and raid some ships and like really be in the game. So I don't know, man. It's good.
That's a cool concept, man. I didn't realize that when I was like I said, I knew nothing about it, but saw you wrote a book, and I'm like I have to talk about this. I don't know many people I know that wrote books, and like I told you off camera, I don't know many people I know that could read. So it's like,
yeah.
so it's just like I love seeing you wrote a book, man. It's awesome, dude. Like I'm gonna check it out. And I love the concept that like if you're really into the game, it seems like it'd be something, and then if you're not at all, it would be something too. So I like that kind of thing. You know, it's like I like how different people can kind of read that, and I like to see where it kind of came from. I think you were like way more honest than most authors are for where it came from. You know, you're like, no, it just came from this video game. I was playing this. Like, I know how many people just like pull some con artist shit and be like, oh, I came up with everything, and like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just really fucking honest, man. Like, it's inauthentic, you know. And I'm excited. You've always been kind of a creative dude, so I'm excited to see you release a book, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited to be on a podcast about it. And, you know, it's just one of those things like, you know, you just gotta follow your heart on some things. And you know, I love pirate stuff, man. I've made my own pirate flags and stuff. And I was telling somebody earlier, I got the Xbox for my daughter. Like, I got her the Xbox for Minecraft, so she could build stuff on Minecraft. And then, you know, I got Red Dead Redemption 2, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be pretty cool. And then I got what was it, Grand Theft Auto 5. I thought that was gonna be cool. And then I found this pirate game, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing with these other games? I'm not going to play them anymore. I'm not playing them. And I just got really, really sucked into it. I got like, you know, I got so much stuff, man. I got like the Captain Flameheart figure, you know, isn't that cool?
Yeah,
That
that's
came
cool.
out through Loot Crate, so those are limited edition. I got the Art of Sea of Thieves book. You know, it's got some of the art from the game in there.
That's cool.
There were 2 books that were released for the Sea of Thieves. Well, on top of comics, they released a whole series of comic books, which I have as well. But they released this one, the Athena's Fortune novel. And so they wrote a book to give this video game some lore and some life and some backstory. And
And I think that's kind of what you. I think you'll find a new market with the concept you had because it just sounds like because people just want to hear a pirate story. Ultimately, I mean, I think the average person, like, I mean,
hell
Pirates of
yeah.
the Caribbean did well. Did well. I mean, and you know, it's like I feel like that's like one of those things. Like,
Yeah, and it's really genuine too because like I said, I don't know what's coming down the line on the game. So like a lot of the stories are revolved around some of the updates of the game, which is really cool. So like the game will have an update. Like in 2020, they did a great job of just updating every month. Like they released a monthly update and people were like, oh, it's not a big update or whatever. And they did a bunch of small updates, and some of them seem a lot bigger than they really were. But for 2020, they released a monthly update, and that just kept the book rolling so well because it was like, there's something new to talk about right now, not only in the book, but in the game and everything. And so it's like, as I'm journeying through the Sea of Thieves, I'm doing new things, encountering new things, and sharing those experiences with people. So if you picked up this game tomorrow and you wanted to play the Sea of Thieves and you took my book and you read it, you would have a better learning curve than somebody who didn't,
no, I bet. No, I
essentially.
bet.
You know what I'm saying? You would have a little bit better peace of mind going into this game saying, okay, I should be prepared for these things. You know what I'm saying? I should be prepared for the unpredictable and the spontaneous because it's going to happen. So
No, it makes sense. Like, and like, yeah, I can see people getting the book and getting into the game. Like if they like the book a lot, they'd almost play the game, or vice versa. You know,
yeah, yeah.
if they
Well,
really
let's
like
hope
the game.
so. Let's hope so. You know, I think that would be a beautiful thing. You know, you pick up the book and get into the game, or get into the game and pick up a book. You know, because like you said, you know, who's reading these days? Not a lot of people. But if we can get these kids to step off the video game for just an hour a day and read, you know, that would be amazing to me. So like I think it's great that I've combined both of them because I don't know if that's ever been done before either. Like who writes a story about their video game experience?
No, I know. I thought
I
that
don't know.
stuck out immediately when you. Yeah, I thought that stuck out immediately when you said that. Like,
Yeah, I mean there's nobody out there like, oh, this is how I play Call of Duty and like these are the missions I've been on and you know, like Alpha Beta Z told me to go kiss my ass on Sunday and I didn't. I told him to suck off and we won. And like, you know, just to record that and go back, you know, we're all recording things these days, especially on Twitch and through streams and all that stuff. But like the reading puts you in the shoes. You know, like it puts it in your mind, like you're reading it and you like seeing a whole different thing happen in your mind than you are on screen. And like it's great that the screen delivers that, but it doesn't deliver the same thing, you know?
yeah, no, definitely, dude. Well, is there anything you want people to look up besides, I mean, your book, obviously? Like, I'll put that link in the description for if you're listening or watching or however you're consuming.
You know, look out for the next book. This one's gonna be called The Journal of Captain Greenglow. Is pretty basic. It was my journal for the Sea of Thieves, but the next one, you know, I've got that captaincy under my belt, so we're gonna call it the uh, the captain's log.
Thanks to Wave Washer, you will always taste your flour and terps the way they're meant to taste, instead of tar buildup and mold. Adding iso alcohol into your bong is optional but highly recommended. Toothpicks, Q-tips, and pipe cleaners are also handy tools to have around when needed. For smaller pieces, put some iso alcohol into a smaller container or baggie and put your pieces into that, and then place that into the bowl of warm water along with Wave Washer. Wave Washer makes cleanup so easy, and all your 420 pieces will be clean again like brand new. Because it's so easy and fast, you can use it daily. Keep your glass clean consistently, easily, for you and your friends and family with Wave Washer. Elevate your ritual.